Okay, so thank you guys. Today is the 29th of October, and the Ecocowala project team is meeting online to talk and discuss about feedbacks on the second part of AP3 meeting in Italy, from specifically from the 9th to the 12th of October, held in Saviore and Cevo and Val Camonica Valley. We can have a round table talking about the workshop and the activities in itself, and everybody can highlight whatever he wants or have seen that is worth to be remarked. I will start in the order from the screen, from the Italian team as I suggested. So I will ask Italo to start. Italo,
Yes, I say very shortly, I say that our work with the schools has been difficult because the river was too full of water, and we hadn't the chance to go to make the activities of searching insects directly using the scientific track and so on. But we had the chance to meet students. They were aged like it was provided by the project between 13 and 30 years. And it has been a pity, but it is a chance for us to go on in. We have the chance to go on with the teachers. They confirmed me that they are interested to go on in the next months to work, to make activities. And for me, this chance to go on is very important because it is a little bit heritage of our project. I found a very important the meeting of Saturday about the flowing water, and I found it has been for me one of the best moments of all my career as activist in the water. We had the four young gave us a lot of ideas, and Lucia Ruffato, the chief of the movement in Italy, has been very satisfied, and we will try to put all this in our handbook that we have to build to make. For me, at the moment it is all, but maybe that it is very important also the atmosphere that we had together. As for me, it has been a very interesting and very important moment. In our 3 days, we had the chance to know ourselves in the right way.
Just one question, Italo. Have you had, have you seen some, as I may say, impact on the students, or you have been reported maybe from the teachers about students and the method that we have used in the classroom if they have reacted, if they have said something about. Have you any feedback from the students after our workshop?
No, I met no one student.
Okay.
I spoke by telephone only with the two teachers.
Yeah, and they told you something about students' feedback or not?
No, they must make they must answer to the questions
Okay.
writing, and they confirmed me that they found very interesting the two meetings.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, we could also speak about as we made this relationship with the students. For me, we can improve that our way to build this relationship with the students. But it is a thing that we can speak about it in a special moment
Mm-hmm.
dedicated to this,
Okay.
because yeah, it is not easy to have a right relationship with the students. Not easy.
No, yeah. Okay, thank you, Italo. So, next one is Adamo.
Okay, yeah. Since was my first time having this type of lesson from the other part or from the other side of the table, it was like pretty difficult to me to move in a right way and to somehow um, create new I don't know, a new way to communicate with the students. So I found thinking about the workshops the day after probably more things to correct than positive. I mean, being critic to myself, but I prefer to talk about what I found positive, especially talking about the guys we had the lesson with, and starting from the increase of participation and the increase of interest shown by the guys when we were talking about practical aspects and practical examples. Especially, I found really effective talking about situation, places, emotion that are already knew by the guys. So, for example, something if we talk about the second day, so the meeting with the middle school guys, um, they seemed really interested when we were talking about the flood that happened some years ago, because it was something they experienced directly. And I mean, talking about something that they really experienced um, can help you and allow us also to to focus on some particulars which maybe we cannot predict before, but during a discussion, looking and paying attention to the reaction, to the signals we receive from the guys, we can like focus more on some parts. And I mean, this is really important to me because not every classes, not every person is has the same reaction. So also deciding before knowing the people you are talking how to create the discussion and how which topics to to deepen more is difficult. Doing it meanwhile you are there and meanwhile you know them, I think it creates more empathy and more, I don't know, I felt it more effective. The decision I made during the class, during the meeting, I think were the most effective compared to the decision and I made before the meeting. So how I decided to create the class and to articulate the class. So I don't know if I was clear enough, but this is the first point. And another thing I saw and I was surprised of was when a couple of them started reasoning about the topics we were touching and talking about, and they made themselves some they create new some new thoughts. I don't know how to say it properly, but they they already knew what I was saying next because of they were reasoning about the topic we presented. So I think it's really important. I mean, I felt really important to involve them in that way. So um, giving them some information, some topics, and then making them reasoning about them about the topics in order to achieve some information by themselves. Because I think that's, I mean, in to me is more effective if I think about how I am and how I think. But I felt really effective also for them. I mean, the two or three guys that did it seem to be more involved also in the moment right after their intervention. I mean their speech. And also I missed a lot. Is a pity we couldn't have been on the field because not only the effectiveness of doing practical things and touching what you're talking about, but also being on the field. I mean, meanwhile you are concentrating and focusing on different aspects that are around you. It allows the educators, I mean the teachers, to speak less and meanwhile talking to think more about what you are saying, so to use more specific words, and because you don't need to like in an empty class fulfill all the moments of silence and because there are not inputs. uh, Meanwhile you are in the middle of the nature, you need to catch their attention, so you need to be more specific and go straight to the point. And this, in my opinion, helps the teachers to be more focused on what they want to transmit, but also to for the guys, because they receive a concept that is straight to the point. So is not they cannot like lose themselves in the middle of the speech or the explanation, because it is more focused. That's more than a theory than something else. But I felt this miss. And the last one, probably I felt really really positive feelings about the cooperation that were between the educators, the teachers. I mean, between me and Stella, but also, for example, Mathieu, that gave me a lot of new ideas about different approaches. So to me, it's really, really important, and I felt it to cooperate between the different teachers that yeah, and the educators that teaches and make the classes for the guys to be yeah, more coordinated and more effective, and especially if the teachers belongs to different field of knowledge. For example, I am from a biology background, Stella is from a psychology background, but so we, from two totally different point of view, we can fuse and be and have different shape of the teaching methods for the guys. I mean, sometimes this is not pointed out properly. So to me, this cooperation between teachers, and especially from people with different backgrounds, is really important, and I feel that it should be one of the main like point also for future projects. And yes, I'm done. I don't have any other point. I don't know if everything is clear.
Yeah, well, it's clear. Yeah, thank you, Adamo. So now next is Stella.
Yes, I prepared a general feedback about the workshop, but I also have the questionnaire results to show you. If you'd like, I can talk about the workshop now, and then afterward, we can look the questionnaire results. Okay? Okay. My feeling first, one moment. Okay. My feelings after the first meeting with the students from Liceo Golgi was positive, even though in an hour we didn't have enough time to fully engage the students in a detailed discussion on the topic. But for me, the second day was even more significant, as we were able to arrange the two classes from the middle school in Iardo in a circle. Our position was an advantage, sorry, and I believe that both my position and Adamo's supported the discussion. Another favorable element was the photocopied slide, which allowed the students to participate actively. And when they had led the slides, they developed a more active and engaging mental representation of the topic. Of course, some students were more participative than others, but after asking the teacher for feedback, she positively noted that it was a successful session for her, as the students were not accustomed to engaging in class discussions. And in terms of specifics, during the second sessions, we had more time to ask the students additional questions, including emotional ones, asking them to share a personal story. And I want to thank you, Matthew, for this advance, because it's so important in the meeting. Yeah, a personal story related to the river was an effective starting point. Most spoke about the flooding even, and when I asked them about the emotions connected to experience, fear emerged as the predominant emotion. We then discussed how they become more proactive during such disaster, and not just as observers, but as active participants in safeguarding the river. I believe Italo and Christian's contribution resonate deeply, bringing forth the emotion of courage. For me, the positive elements can be summarized as follows: creating a discussion circle is an inclusive and equal arrangement, facilitated dialogue and participation, promoting listening and open communication. A second slide with the question and not content, using slide that only presented questions, stimulated critical thinking and independent exploration, making the discussion more personal and meaningful. Third point, sharing a personal story related to nature. Sharing personal experience creates an emotional connection with the topic, allowing participants to explore it authentically. And the last but not least, transforming emotion through personal experience. Recognizing and processing emotion related to the topic promotes a deeper, more conscious connection, encouraging active and authentic engagement. Now, for me, we need to plan for the spring sessions, which could take place along the river. We are unsure at this point if they will be with the same classes or with the new ones. So we also need to consider whether to replicate this part in a classroom or to adapt it to outdoors, to the outdoors. For future classes we have yet to meet. Taking the activities directly to the river will offer students the chance to develop a deeper connection with the environment, enhancing the impact of direct experience. And yeah, so we can talk about it. I'm finished.
Okay, thank you, Stella. So I will close from the Italian team with my personal feedbacks, starting from what I expected from students. And I expected them to be less interested in comparison to what they have shown. So I thought that as it was something that could be felt like obliged by the school or by the program, maybe they were not so interested in taking part. But I saw that as we left them free to talk, to say whatever, they have entered in the discussion, and they have expressed feelings and also mm, general approach that it is positive in my opinion. Uh, yes, I have realized, I think that something that is really, really basic, and I think everyone is agree that if we have more time will be better, because in 1 hour in the high school was maybe just enough to warm up the audience. On the contrary, with the 2 hours in the secondary school, it was quite enough to establish a good relations, to also game a little bit with them. And yes, I think that we can, if you wanted to go on, we can talk about how we can enter in contact, informal contact with the students, and gaming and joking, think is a good way in order to break the ice. And then I saw them interested also in what we have purpose, as it was not as I may say, ordinary lessons, but it was full of scientific references, and I think it was good because it was felt that it was something true and maybe different from what is they are used to listen. So yeah, I have positive general feedback from that. Now I will go on with the Austrian team because in my second line of the screen there is the Austrian team, and from left to right, Petra, you are the next.
Yeah, thank you for this really comprehensive feedback. It seems for me as if we're talking about something that happened only yesterday or the week before. And so that shows that we are really, or the activities you implemented left a really deep impression in us. And that's for me the proof that this transformative way of learning or teaching is starting to to become real. I made some documentation about the activities in Breno and in Niado. And it was more about the setting, how it was, and about my personal impression of what I observed. And it is close to what Adamo and Stella and also Christian and Italo told us. So some points that I really consider as important is the authenticity. So being authentic as teachers, as trainers, being among the group and not being somewhere from outside, telling them things they don't know. So we were part of, or you, the Italian team, were part of them. And also the rest of the team was mixed into the setting, into the group. And this is for me one really crucial point. So showing them we are all in the same boat. We are not something better. We do not know something more. We just try to find a solution together with you, and Adamo and Stella did a great job in my eyes to pick them up. So I couldn't see one person that was obviously interested. Some were more active, some were more in the background, but all of them seemed connected. And even in this difficult setting of the classroom, because we were limited, we didn't have access to the rivers. And even in this classroom, you changed the setting, and the process was completely different, I guess, for them and also for us. What we are used to changed in that moment. And yeah, also the part, or the emotional part, when talking about the flood, something that involved them directly some years ago, some event in the positive or in the negative, but they were really affected, is something that works. And like we discussed the day before we went to school with Mathieu and Pedro. We prepared this situation of getting them involved, and so there was not time enough, but we just tried out some impulses, and we saw that it basically works, and that's great. So I think that's the main important the main aspects and the most important things. Maybe someone could continue, and if there are topics that come up later, I can add something.
Yeah. Thank you, Petra. Lisa, do you want to translate something for Annemarie or later on?
It's okay. We're writing on the phone, and
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay, you are the next one.
Yay!
Yes.
Okay. So the first workshop with the older students, I think Petra is totally right. It was completely different than a normal school lesson. Just the way how the students were involved, and of course it was also another thing with the younger students and where we were sitting in a circle, but also with the older students. In my opinion, it was there was a difference between how Adamo and Stella were talking to the students and the teacher was talking to them, because sometimes the teacher was throwing some topics in or answering some questions, and it was completely different to see how she was talking to the students and how Adamo and Stella were talking to them. I think this was very interesting. And I think Stella, you did a great job interacting with them and also asking them for their names, so they felt more interested. So we were interested in them and showing that we wanted to know more about them. I think it was a important point. Yeah. And the younger students, they didn't need that much impulse to let them talk. It was more natural. I have to admit, in the second one, I didn't understand a word because all of it was in Italian, so I can just say what I was seeing. And in my opinion, it was more easygoing, the discussion. And also more of them were involved, because the older students, okay, I was sitting in the front row, so I didn't see all what was going up behind me, but I think there were 4 or 5 people who were talking more, but with the younger guys, there were more of them involved in the discussion. Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you. Can you help us with Annemarie feedback? Because we need a translation.
Annemarie?
Ja. Ja, von meiner Sicht aus, bei dem Workshop in Letro, da hat mir ja die Lisa übersetzt, da habe ich schon...
Sorry, Annemarie, wir sollen jetzt nur Saviore kommentieren. Nur 2 Klassen in Saviore.
Ja, aber da habe ich nichts übersetzt gekriegt, da kann ich eigentlich nicht wirklich ein Feedback geben. Ich habe nur gesehen, dass die jüngeren Schüler sehr lebhaft diskutiert haben. Es hat uns schon sehr leid getan, also mir halt, dass ich da nicht gewusst habe, was sie sprechen, was sie da diskutieren. Ja, Ich hätte nur über Letro sagen können.
Okay,
Ja, tut mir leid.
pleasure. Okay, so for Annemarie, it was a pity that she couldn't understand what they were talking about because there was no translation for her. But it was also, in her opinion, that the younger ones were more involved in the discussion than the older ones.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Anna-Marie.
Thank you.
Karin.
Yes. I found it also very interesting, and many things happened. So it was a good try and a good, let's say, a good field of tries. So we didn't had really perhaps not always the best preparation because the time was too short, or the language was a problem. But I think if we have the next time an activity, we could prepare in English, and also agree that we have the activity in English, if it's possible for the students. And also in this way, take them that they are important, and that they are that they feel respected. So if they see that we respect us in our group because we use one language, perhaps for them it is also a motivation to talk in English, and perhaps this would take out a little bit of this chaos. This was in a little bit of chaos sometimes. And I was impressed by the teacher, because she was very cool, and she enables the students to engage them, also through her storytelling. And afterwards, she told us that one of their or two of their students took pictures, and she didn't want, the students didn't want to tell us this, but there was a kind of she wants to let us know that students are engaging. And this is for me also a hope that yes, that they are resilient and they are engaged. And yes, I want to say thank you to Adamo and Stella and Italo. You made a really great job.
Thank you, Karin. So next is George. George, can you hear us? Oh, yes, okay.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Hello, my friend.
Yes, so we actually, I've missed the first half. I think Mathieu explained that we have done a gathering of collections of feedback, but okay. I don't want to repeat myself, even listening. I have some ideas, as many are just going to head up, because I agree. Oh, something here. I agree with many inputs, the feedback that was given. I just wanted to just say about the first on the first school. I thought there was very but it's what I feel. It was a very formal way, but probably that's what it is. I felt that the students were a bit shy or not in terms of comfort wise. That's what I felt, that they were a bit only in the end they started to be a bit more open. So that's, I don't know, probably we need to build up something, or I don't know, inform them in advance a bit of so that's what I felt. Because on the second school, yeah, they were younger. Okay, different school, different teachers with the younger group with the second, and they were much easy. Even of course the setup was different, but I felt they were more open to speak. But it was very good. The presentations, the preparation was really great. Handling by the Italian team, and that's it.
Okay, thank you, George. And Pedro, you are the next.
Okay, I would like to say something that could be an equilibrium between two things. One is all the work that was done to prepare these activities, and that was very interesting. But the conditions were very difficult because everything was artificial. The conditions that we have with conditions that we have with the weather and the need to be inside of the classroom was very disconnected about of what we should have like a transformative experience. So I think that there are lots of things that it's possible to learn with these two experiences in these two schools. But in fact, we must reflect about one thing that I think it's most important for this project, that maybe these activities, the result of these activities, maybe have a low level of transformation in the student. And this is something that is quite important, that this concept of transformative education it's quite complex. It's quite complex to have the results that we would like to have in these activities. To change the mind of students with these activities is almost impossible to have. We cannot expect in 2 hours to change the way of thinking of children that are in a context with lots of subjects, lots of interests, lots of ideas, and it is important to separate these two things. So I think the work was very interesting, and we can have some ideas, some results from this. But in fact, we must reflect about the ways it is necessary to follow to get really results about transformative education. It's necessary. It's not a process of two hours, but maybe a process of 2 years of work with students. So it's not possible to have concrete results from this kind of activities. And more difficult is the connection between these experiences with people that are from other countries, from a group that we was disturbing everything that could be possible to do in these activities. So I think we have to think about all of these context, all of these interference in this context that maybe it's important to get the right results from these experiences. So it's like to say that these workshops with students, we can say that was very interesting with lots of things. In other way, we can say that it's not enough to make transformative education. So it's important to reflect about this, to take out the good and the bad things, because the bad things could be very important to find solutions for this kind of problems. For example, the rivers who have not conditions to work with children in there. So what are the alternatives for that? What is possible to do to make something important for the students in these conditions? And so I think there are lots of ideas that is possible to get from these experiences and to put in the work for the future in this project, because everything of this would be interesting to put in the handbook and as a result of this activity. So this is my opinion. Not only about the activity by itself, but the objectives, the major objectives of this project, that I would like to relate these two things with my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Pedro. The last but not the least, Mathieu. You are mute, Mathieu, you are mute.
Thank you. The sound is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, I would to thank you about arranging that situation. The context was the worst, because the weather turned difficult to go outside, and so you had to review the plan at the last moment, to review the objective and the content. And I think at Abo you arrange many content that you had in your bag to make the presentation at the last night, when we were all talking about also what is the place of the team in the activity, and how can we create a space for the team in the new form that was on an emergency creation. We tried, I think we really not succeed to include the team in that context. But for me, there's really no problem, because in the condition, in the last minute situation, okay, everybody have done his best, and thanks for that. What happened in the first session? Okay, we missed time at the end. We would a bit speak about stories, about feelings. I think it was not the good way. I think in our context, it was more relevant to talk about that at the beginning, to open the space, to open confidence between new people from outside coming in the school. And I think also in such a moment, if you want to mix the people intervening on the group, I think it's also really important to let the space for the people leading, and other people just come if it's needed. But for example, in my experience of the first activity, on the moment that I was talking, I just put one question, and after the professor get an intervention, and that other people from the team, and so we I don't know, we lose the moment, we lose the opportunity, as many intervention are at once, and I think in a animation time in team, it's really important to, okay, it's your moment, go on, and the people stay away and just are support if needed. But in my experience of animation, it's quite a bit of rules that we put between the people, and I think it's important. Okay, many stuff for you talk all about many stuff. I just would say, okay, that I think the word lesson have to go away from our team vocabulary. I think it's a word really linked to the formal education, and I think we could use other words that also bring another vision to the moment. The first session was, to me, really formal. Okay, it was not possible to go another way. In comparison with the second one, it was really frontal. Okay, lines of students in front of people transmitting information. I think we were really on a formal way. And to the second activity, wow, you reach something really nice with your content. With same content, you adapt everything and you make it as a round table situation. And congrats for that. It was really, really interesting to feel what was happening. To feel, because we didn't have access on the discussion. For us, it was, to me, it was really hard about concentration, trying to translate all that Italian language, try to follow the discussion, and it kept away a bit all of us in that context. That's why for that I got a proposition, as we are in an international context, or we can try to see if the students are available to speak English. But if not, I think we have to keep away from okay, many knowledge, boom, that we want to put input in this brain, and go more for games, go more for other situation in small group, and as that we have a proximity relation that is also a powerful tool for our transmission, and permit to put the language sometimes a bit away. I don't have concrete game, for now, and in front of your situation, because it's a work, it's creating games, creating tool for special content. It's all an education engineering phase that is really interesting, but that is also really demanding in terms of time. I think we can think about it. Yeah, go away from formal spaces, I think is really important, and each time it will be possible, go away from school itself to activate other contexts. If the weather is not good, okay, I think we can arrange some public space that the school can go, the pupils can go and join a team that is there, us, and okay, switch the context. But in a short time, it's really, really difficult. So in the second part, in the second activities, as Pedro said, yeah, to me, we are more at the doors of something that we can call transformative. But this is some personal vision. To me, we have in the group something a bit missing to me, but I didn't have any clear definition about, for us, what is transformation education. And so I think we have difficulties in our group to go to that purpose in a way. I don't know. I'm curious about that to meet the Pedro feedback about the initial activity that was planned, and I think in all that your initial activity there were more that spice of transforming education. But for closing, I just want to thank you and to congratulate your progression between the 2 days. It was really cool to feel that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mathieu. I saw you that were using a camera, and maybe you have some clip about what are the Italian activities, activities made in Italy. I don't know if you can send us maybe some.
Every video material is on Stella computer.
Okay, it's already okay.
Yeah, yeah. I let it for avoiding
perfect.
transfer.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, I don't know if there is someone else that wanted to add something. You can feel free to take the floor and to say whatever. Yeah, we know that it was a week in which the weather conditions were ruling any other activities. So we had to rearrange our program, yes, but I mean, I think that it was a good compromise the week we have spent between the activities we were planning to do, and also to take a little bit of time for us to talk about the project. Because to be honest, I saw in the last online meeting where the energy were not so strong to go on. On the contrary, when we met live in Italy, and when we had the time to talk, I saw a lot of people that wanted to talk, to discuss, and to make some contribution in order to push this project to the next step. So it is another positive feedback that I saw from the week we spent together. I don't know, Petra, you have any other feedback or suggestion or proposal for the night meeting?
Yeah, I would like to resume that even from the circumstances, they are not so perfect, or let's say the worst case. We can learn a lot. We should take all this experience into the handbook, so to see what to have a contrast between the nature setting and the artificial setting, and to show the readers or the users of the handbook what huge difference just the change of the setting could make. In my opinion, we learned a lot from these circumstances, and it was important that we were forced to use the classroom setting. I guess we are now even more aware of our mission. And now I would like to ask the group if you think it's useful to ask the students or to ask the teachers if they are open for an an online meeting? And if so, we need to prepare it really well in a kind of methodology of a focus group to put them into the role of experts. But as Christian said, the energy in video meetings can be very low compared to the real situation on site, and so we need to consider it well if we want to connect to the students we already know or they already know us. If we want to risk it in that way, to force them into the video setting, or if it's not a good idea. What do you think?
I
What
think,
one,
oh, sorry. Please,
just
go
to
on, go on.
just to be sure, Petra, you are asking for an online meeting with the classes and the professor in the aim of what is the objective of that communication?
The aim will have to be concretized by us, but in general, it would be to ask them what they expect from such a learning project, from a workshop. What are their wishes to another approach of learning, to give them a voice, to listen to them, could help us to work on the method, to improve our approach, to improve our method, because we are only adults so far and we don't have young experts for our work on the handbook, on the description of the methods, and even for us, the Austrians. Now we're starting to preparing the activities, and of course it would help us to get this support of young people to be better prepared. And as we have this really great contact to the two teachers of the Italian school, and also George has the contact to one of the girls that joined the activity, it would be a great resource for us to use. But we need to really prepare well to allow them a good setting with this limited means that we have. Yeah.
Okay, the session will be in Italian, I think, no?
Think
It's not
so.
it's not a problem. It's just that you can select a bit who have to be present.
I think so, because we are talking about Italian students, but I mean, in the end, we have found that also them can speak English, and so could be maybe a basic English meeting. Yeah, Italo.
So for me, it is clear that in 1 hour or 2 hours we could have we had only a small seed to put in our land. and we must see in future what it will happen. But the most interesting thing from my point of view is that for the first time, the students met a group coming from Europe, group of people interested in them, in their school, in their lives. And this is very important in our context here. I think that I don't know how it will be possible to make our part in the handbook, but following the development of this first contact, we will have the chance to improve our work with these schools.
I think that to meet online students could be a good idea, also because it can give us, I think is one of the only ways to have a direct feedback from them, even after a period, but it's good because they have, maybe they had the time to think about what they have seen, what they have learned, what they have heard. So I think it's a good idea, but as you said, it should be well prepared because we don't need a perfect preparation like a lesson, but we don't have to waste time in collecting ideas or in discussions, because otherwise we will lose their interest. So I think it's a good idea, but must be prepared. Yeah. The basic preparation should be enough.
My suggestion is that if something can be done in a small group, that preparation. I don't know if it's necessary to concern all the group. I think it can slow the process, and I think, yeah, will be more efficient to give that mission for people who want to live that moment and just share with the group what is the approach or the question or I don't know.
I think that's a good proposal. And if this meeting is recorded, the other one could watch it afterwards. So if we concentrate on some few questions and just some of our groups, perhaps they don't feel so overwhelmed by too much people.
Someone is well in using the Zoom tools. I think the software offers a lot of opportunities of interactive and creative elements, and also this I don't know, these rooms, these separate rooms, so to send only a few people in this private space. Maybe it helps to be more open and to feel more protected. Yeah, we can. I think we can try to use the techniques of Zoom very well for creating a different or an alternative setting. Okay, cool.
You open a whiteboard, Petra. That's it.
Yeah, I found that in the Zoom in our Zoom account we have also dashboards. Maybe it could be interesting. I don't know if maybe you can use it. I don't know if also the participant can.
Because whiteboard seems it just for one people, for
Yeah.
the people who open it. So just you,
But
Petra.
someone else is using. I'm not doing the edges. Or is it automatic? No.
I think everyone can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have
There are
access.
some tools and you just have to pick them.
For the moment, Petra, you open one. Don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, this is just.
It's close.
Christian,
Yeah.
do you use a standard version, a cheap version? Is there an extended version? Maybe we can buy something.
Oh, I don't know what to say. This is the basic account, and if we want to improve the Zoom account, we have just something about connectivity. That means that we can enlarge the number of connections, but tools are this one. But as you can see, is a dashboard where everybody can write, can draw. It could be used for online interaction. I don't know if it is enough or not.
I think it can be fun for them.
Oh, I don't know what else. Or yeah.
Yeah, we can try different tools. So on our own and
Yeah.
then create a setting.
I would like also to spend some words about what IYNF, that are the International Young Nature Friends, are used to do when they meet physically or also online. They are gonna to open every kind of meeting with a 5-10 minutes break that is called energizer. Is something that ask people to interact shortly, briefly, talking, shouting, crying, dancing, to do something, but in order to do something crazy, in order to release energy and to break the ice. And then the discussion can start because everybody know or everybody has seen all the others, but it's not serious talking, and so they can be more comfortable with opening themselves. So I think that the energizer, it could be a good technique to break ice and to start a discussion. And if you want to meet students online, maybe we can start with such activity for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We have to think a game in order to start gaming, and hopefully then we can break the ice and to start with something else.
Okay. Then we could meet in 2 or 3 weeks, present the concept of the meeting, and then to schedule a meeting with the students before, so maybe in the end of November, beginning of December. Yeah, and meanwhile, to contact them via their teachers and to find a group. I think a small group, it should be a volunteer activity for them. Is that okay for you? About the time frame, I think we should not lose too much time to lose the contact or the motivation or the connects to our project.
Mhm. You said in the beginning of December.
I don't know. It was just a suggestion.
Okay.
I don't know what's.
Oh, I think that is a yes, it's a good suggestion, but I won't go later than the first week of December because after that is everything is difficult because everybody is thinking about holidays or is busy, and also the students. I don't know how much they want to be. How much they or how can they be available, but if we can do it in the next month, it is the beginning now, is November is beginning, so we have 1 month. I think is enough to prepare something. So we just need someone who can prepare the meeting and to ask through Italo or Stella to the teachers if they are available to invite students.
Yes, I would like to help to prepare.
The idea with Stella was that to go on the river to make a special ecological activity based on the emotional world of the students. But we must prepare this kind of activity, and we must speak directly with the teachers, see if they have time. They must ask permission with direction of the school. We must prepare very, very well this kind of things, but they are possible.
I will add something more because this is the idea we are going to propose now in November, and maybe I mean is there is not enough time for students to accept or to say yes or not, but I think we can start to prepare. Maybe it is online meeting, and if it is not possible to have it in the next month, we can have it later and to see if they are available because maybe in the middle of the Christmas break because maybe they have enough time. I don't know. Mathieu?
Yeah, I got a suggestion. As you want, as it seems that you have the possibility to go back and to do another activity that in our purpose, in our context, seems to be really more relevant and near to the transformative education keys that we would to see. I don't know if the feedback with the students is not better to happen after the new animation, but in that possibility, it would be nice to have a great report of what I've done, see some picture, if you can catch some videos, and to transmit for us an idea, a representation of what happened at the end. But yeah, about the I don't know. Depend of the purpose, Petra.
The connection, the internet connection was now very weak, and so I could only hear
Can you repeat,
some
Mathieu?
fragments
Yeah,
of what you were saying. Sorry.
okay, I repeat, I cut my video. I hope it will not cut. I get that proposition that, as it seems, the Italian team can do a new activity with the same group that should be, or that seems to be orientated really more on the transformative education way. I'm asking if it's not relevant to do the feedback with the student after that second activity. If the Italian team can report us what they have done, see some pictures, see, I don't know more as we can be present us for that second activity, but if it can be an input from the project by the same and do the feedback with the student after the second activity that will happen. That's my question.
I think the Italian team already mentioned that it's planned to organize an outdoor activity, but only for springtime. I think it's not not realistic to do it before. Stella, Adamo.
Yeah, we thought to do it in spring because of obviously the cold temperatures and the lack of water, and probably also the biological cycle of many macroinvertebrates. So probably it would be the best in spring. But I agree with Mathieu. If we need a feedback from the students, we need to have a call with them just right after some activities, because if we do it right now, maybe they forgot some aspects, and if we want to have a different type of meeting, I don't know, because yeah, online you miss a lot of engagement, you miss a lot of attention, especially from the guys, which can use their computer whatever, I mean, however they want, meanwhile you are talking to them. So I don't know, I mean, since I experienced the the online lessons during the pandemic, they weren't really effective at all. So we need to, yeah, to start to study properly how to do it, because it's not easy. It's really easy to lose them before even starting the meeting.
My suggestion was not referring to a feedback. It was to ask them for their expectations and their wishes in order to set up an activity outdoors. So it would be one step before. It's a different focus. This was the idea. And of course, I agree with both of you that it's more efficient afterwards. But I wish that we integrate students more into the process of setting up something, and not just try it with them, but also co-create the method with them. And how could we organize this? It's the big challenge.
Okay, yeah, I misunderstood. So, and you was thinking about like a 1 hour activity or more? Because this is, I think, if we wanna have some ideas from them, what they expect and so on, we need to be really direct. Probably 1 hour would be enough. I mean, if we don't
Not
discuss
more
with them
to
about
keep their attention. Yeah.
Mhm.
But if it's not possible with the Italian students, I would try to organize it with Austrian students. Just random students, but the advantage we have would be this group of groups of students, or at least some individuals of the groups that already heard about our project. So it maybe would be easier probably would be easier for them to connect. I don't know if it works.
Maybe there also the opportunity to contact the students we met in Ledro. We have to talk with Pietro.
Yeah.
Maybe it's possible to arrange a meeting also with them. I don't know.
Or maybe let's ask the teachers first. I had a short conversation with the teacher. Her name was Marta Parisi.
Yeah.
Panis, I don't know. I cannot read her. She gave me her email address, and she was very open to my suggestion. I already asked her if it's for her, if it would be something she could imagine, and we could let them decide whether to form a group, because they are the ones with the closest contact to the students.
I can say that we can try to speak with the teachers. Marta and Ada Rosa is also very interested to improve our relationship. But Marta is teaching in the 5th class, the last of the high school, and they have the examinations to do this year, next year in June. I must speak with them and to see that we can do. These kind of activities we make on the rivers with first school, elementary school. As activists, we go with the children close to the river to make some activities based on the relationship with the river by the children. I can speak with them and they say something.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what about the Portuguese students? Because we can also ask them if something has changed in their, let's say, if they have become curious because of our visit, and if something has changed in their engagement.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no feedback
Okay.
as from the teacher. That's I was not expecting actually, because it was very difficult at the time to reach her, and the student actually is also she's not replying to me. So actually, I'm sending in emails because the last one she replied very quickly. She's not been because our voluntary program is still running, and as she has not been, I understand now they are in ramp up more in in time of classes and activities, I assume. But actually, we have another issue to resolve with her brother that actually is a volunteer. So next week we're going to phone them. During this week we're going to phone them to find out. Even I've asked her only if she could be not the whole group, the other the 2 or 3 at least from the group. It would be good. Yeah, but I've not reached have a response, so I'll follow up. I've been follow up, but I've had no reply. So apologies for that.
Yeah, it's a pity because it just shows that they really don't have space and time to engage voluntarily because they're too busy with school and
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
it's one of
all
the main challenges.
yeah, it was a huge decrease, big pressure and
Mm.
also in the society I'm seeing very, even adults, I can see that happening. It's a huge pressure.
And so, because of that context, I would suggest that I don't know about the future Austrian activity. What are the contacts you have? What are the place you want to engage the workshop? But I suggest to not pass through school and pass through extrascolar structure, for example. So, for example, the one that I don't know, Wednesday afternoon will take care of the children when they are not at school. More animation structure, extrascolar one, because there are more availability, there are more flexibility about the animation we can do inside a place most of the time, but we have more availability to have informal time with the children. Also with about that co-creation activity engagement that you would see, Petra, that I think it's a really good idea, but I think meeting the right context can be a key, and that's why I suggest to get out of school and get in animation children's center, for example.
Yeah, our project meeting is on a place far away from any school, so they are forced to take off half a day for this activity, and they will come by bus. So they will be out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be half a day. We already are in contact with them. Lisa is. And there are also already 1 or 2 teachers very interested, and we have started to plan the activity, to plan the half-day excursion.
And do you think you will meet some time before the activity to have some co-creation time with them?
Yeah, and we already plan a preparation. We called it lesson, but we can rename it as you suggested. We can immediately start to remove the word lesson, but we're planning an preparation activity.
Nice.
because it's enough time now to prepare everything, and they are really open, the teachers. Yeah. We have to hire a bus for the transportation. Yeah. Yeah. I will tell you later, maybe in the next meeting when it's more concrete. I'm considering to involve a group of volunteers of the Sea Shepherds Association, you know. To not only focus on students, but also on young activists. Yeah.
Nice.
There are sea shepherds in Austria, even there is no sea. If you wonder.
Are you saying, Petra, that they can be interested to a collaboration with us for the handbook? Sea Shepherd.
We cannot hear, Petra.
But it's unmuted.
Yeah, yes, but it was very low. The question was by Italo, from Italo, if you know if Sea Sherpa might be interested in our handbook and to help us in.
Yeah, for sure they are. The vice president is my colleague in work, so she cannot escape.
So he has no choice.
No choice.
Okay. Okay. And Karin, so you raise the hand, and Stella as well.
Yes, I was asking it now about the questionnaire of Stella. Does she present it now, or?
If you want, I wanna say about the question, Petra question. For me, online meeting is a option before the meeting in nature in spring, but we need to plan for an afternoon time. And most important, consider what activities to do to communicate with them, with everyone. The high school students know English, but I think the middle school students may know. We should think of an activity that allow us to communicate, maybe using photo, image, or by asking them to prepare something in advance in their language. I think this could also serve as a preliminary activity for the one in nature in the spring. However, we need to decide what to focus on, for my opinion. Okay, I have the schedule to... posso condividere lo schermo, Cri?
Sì, dovresti essere in grado di... Dovresti essere abilitata.
Sì, faccio condividi tutto lo schermo, ecco. Ok, this is the questionnaire. Eccolo qua. Sorry. The first question, from your perspective, what would you do to respect nature? Think of an educational project, an action, or a change. What would you like to achieve. This is 40 responses. I think it's no more response, but I think it's a good response. To respect nature, we can start with a small daily action like avoiding water waste or not littering. No, yeah, I think so. It's better. It's so good. Sorry. In one word, what do you wish for your future? This is a table. Ok.
Prova a zoomare un po' ancora, in basso a destra. Ecco,
Così.
ancora un po'. Ecco,
Oh,
un po' di meno.
sì, per lasciare.
Un po' di immagini ci sono.
Ma va a fare un bagno. Sì, hope. This is the okay. I think so. Two people happiness, because I have qui, cos'è qua? Speranza. Hope. Hope. Happiness, 111, wellness, less foolish. I translate it.
So everyone choose one different word,
Yeah.
but two choose happiness.
Yeah. Two, hope. Hope too. Yeah. One word, happiness, trust, peacefulness for the future. I would like less pollution, health. I want a planet where people respect nature, happiness, trust, success, happiness. Happiness 2 times, happiness. Yeah.
Just Stella, they didn't choose the word, they gave the word. That's it. But they wrote it.
Yeah. They wrote it because one moment, the questionnaire is domande. Yeah. Is open, the questionnaire.
It's open question. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One moment. No, don't worry. We have some email. I don't know what is it. Dove sono? Più giù. Età, age, okay. The Niardo response, I think so. 8 students response to questionnaire. In liceo 1, 2, 4, I don't remember, but 1, 2, 3, sì, 3 or 4. And yeah, 8 people, 13, 39, or age anni is the same. 17, 18. This is for me, but I'm not in in the result. And this is the same. Email, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 email. It's not obligation for them write the email. This question, one moment, I put the okay. Have you ever reflect on what the natural environment may look like in the future? Often 6 people and sometimes 8 people. For your point of view, do you respect nature? Think this answer we look before. Oh my gosh. Ok. In a word, ok. E quest'altra, did you talk about the family? Did you talk about to your family or friends about the activity you were going to do today? The 15% yes, with my parents or friends. No, with com'era? With nothing people, okay. 2 people and 5 people, yes, with some friends or parents. And this question is, have you ever discussed project for respecting and protecting nature in class or school? Sometimes 9 people, 4 often, and 1 yes. In your opinion, I have the translate, yeah. In your opinion, what does environmental development depend on, and where should we start to create change? From our side, but setting example, for me, this question is so, this answer is so most important result. If you want, Petra, I made a document with the schedule, with the graphic, and I make it in a document.
It would be great, Stella. It would also be a great basis in order to prepare the session, the online session. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much.
No, don't worry. Yeah. I think so. Is it the last question? Yeah, last question. I think so. This I copy the schedule, yeah, and I put it in document, no? Così, più o meno. Yeah. Yeah, Petra. Okay. That's all.
Interesting, and I am impressed that so many answered.
Yeah. Yeah. But Italo, we have another questionnaire too about the nature. Abbiamo dato un altro questionario, giusto, ai ragazzi? Poi me le giri anche quelle.
Sì, we have. Marta Panisi said me that she has to give me back the questionnaire of the high school.
Yeah, so what about guys? Is 10 in the night?
Is there more expectation about tonight?
No, I think we have said quite everything about what was expected about tonight. We have to agree with Pietro when to discuss about the Lidro part. And in the meanwhile, if someone can contact the Saviore teachers to understand if it is possible to organize an activity with students. And then so after that, we can start to think or to organize the activity. Like Peter suggested.
I want to share with you about my friends Irina, who saw the Ecocowala project on my profile and asked me for more information about it. She is a master's student in nature education, focusing on skills for sustainability training and projects that connect art and nature with active community participation in conservation and urban enhancement efforts.
That sounds
Yeah,
really
the same.
complex.
You remember, Petra, when I spoken about biophilia?
Mhm.
This master
Ah,
is Milano and at the University of the
Yeah.
Professor wrote
Mhm.
this book. And yeah, I asked her to send me a short bio, and she shared that she was a civil service volunteer in Democratic Republic of Congo in Guatemala, working on communication project for sustainable development. In her home country, Nicaragua, she studied the social communication and has had various volunteer experience. Irina deeply believes in behavior change and community development, viewing communication as an educational tool and art as a form of activism and connection between people. I spoke to her about the next phase in Saviore, where we plan to work more in nature settings, and she's interested in joining our work group to help design and implement the project with us. I can work with her to design a project for the spring outing and invite her to participate if you agree. Okay.
Highly agree.
We can leave her the case of the project. Karin, you have raised your hand.
Yes, I would like to ask about the scientific kit. Tommaso Bozzao was the one in Ledro who used this. And I would like to know if somebody of you has the information where we can get this kit. This kit can measure
I think I
yeah,
have the
it can measure some indicators of pollution of water.
I put it in the chat. I think that's the freshwater watch.
Mhm.
I saw it in my note on my phone. I
Okay.
haven't I haven't searched for the moment, so I just have that name. Okay, it's a UK association.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it was
I know,
what
I know that
Adamo.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that project. I said some word during the convention. I know I'm trying to apply that in Parma, and maybe if you are lucky, also in Valle Camonica, in Camonica Valley. And so yeah, they measure with the really basic kit I can ask for, probably the levels of the nitrates and phosphate in water. A bit more complex is to measure the Escherichia coli concentration, which is a bacteria. Yeah. But it is possible to I can ask a friend to give me a kit. If we need to, we pay it. It's just for one kit is $40, 40 euros, sorry. and so if we want to show different methods to assess the quality of the ecosystem or the water, we can do it. So beside the kits we already have, we can add some new kits. Yeah, Karen, we can do it.
Thank you.
Anyway, I will send you some material just to let you be more to give you some information, some more precise information. Maybe I can share on the Ecocowala group directly. I will find something short but effective, not too long, not a 100-page manual, some stuff like that.
So is there something someone wants to mention before I will resume? Okay. So now the 2 steps are the contacting the teachers and then scheduling the meeting with Pietro. And as soon as we have a feedback with feedback from the schools, we can work on the concept for the afternoon with the session with the schools, the students, and something I forgot, some to do I forgot. Maybe one word to the handbook work, to the brainstorm and the collecting of the contents. I uploaded the photos of the flip charts in the group, in the cloud, in the folder handbook. You will find it there. I did it only today, just before the meeting, but now it's there.
When will happen the debriefing about Ledro?
When? It's not yet decided. Pietro suggested the 2nd week of November.
The 2nd week of November.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there other, I don't know. Do you want to meet next week? Or is it too...
I think it is too early for him because he asked for the 2nd week of November to prepare everything.
But don't you want, away from the Ledro feedback, that we can meet, I don't know, if the people will be available to work more about the handbook vision and to continue, I don't know, to debrief, to the brainstorming is not achieved to me. I think there's we have to continue that work.
Of course, we have to continue and not to wait or to let too much time pass. Shall we? I didn't understand correctly. You suggested to have it as a topic in the Ledro reflection, or before or afterwards in an extra meeting.
Before, my suggestion is that next week we can meet around the handbook.
Yeah, for me it would be fine, and And this is a working group thing, so we do not need to have everyone available. So we can yeah, find
We
a
doodle.
Hmm?
For example, we create a doodle to see
yeah,
what are the main availabilities.
yeah.
You can do, Petra?
I can do, yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for reminding. It's a very important thing.
I have a question about this table of content. Is this one of the things you are going to do in this meeting? Because this would, we agreed the last time after the brainstorming that the next step should be the table of content.
Yeah, I don't know if concretely we should work on that. We can also enlarge a bit the process, for example, defining what are our proposition of process for the redaction in terms of organization, in terms of schedule. I don't know, I think we should go near the concrete stuff to engage a nice dynamic between us and between the group, and going through the handbook subjects should be nice for that. So to answer your question, Karen, I don't know if concretely we should go for the table of content, or if we can go more global and think about method and schedule. What are you thinking about that?
We can discuss the procedure when we meet next week, because we need to catch up the process again, and then I think it will be more clear for everyone where which direction we go, which part we start to work on. Okay, some of you look really tired already. Christian, it's up to you to stop.
Oh, okay, so let's stop. Let's stop, because yes, it's more than 2 hours that we are talking. I think we have interesting roundtable for the feedbacks, and we have also set some actions in order to step forward. So it is a positive meeting that we had, and yes, I think now it is a good time to quit our communication, to go to sleep. And I would like to thank everybody to have come to the online meeting, and to have shared their opinion and their feedback as well. So this is the conclusion, I think. If someone wants to add something, otherwise say hello to everybody.
Thank you for everything, for your great input. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao. I have put
Buonanotte.
in the chat, there are 2 pictures of the meeting if someone needs to have the pictures.
Okay.
Okay. Hello,
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Christian.
See you,
Ciao.
see you soon. Hi, my
Bye.
friends.
Bye, everyone.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.